Alright guys, I'm here to showcase another brand new game which is going to be called Dragon Ball Legendary Warriors. Now as you can already see from the screen and also by the name, it's going to be based on the Dragon Ball franchise. And it does actually cover the entire series for Dragon Ball, which I found very cool. The story mode actually start off from Goku when he's a young kid, so all the very original Dragon Ball adventures, and then it goes all the way up to Dragon Ball Supers, etc. It also includes characters from all the different films and even some of the spin-off net animation as well. I'll show you guys all the characters in a bit. But yeah, it's definitely very nicely designed game. Now, I don't think it's officially licensed. It looks like a fan-made game. However, I have to say the graphics and just the design of the character there are actually very nice, very cool as well. I do feel like they have actually added some creativity into them as well because I've seen certain costume of characters which I personally don't recognize. Do correct me if I'm wrong, but personally, I'm actually really excited by the design of a lot of this character. They just look super cool to me. What I'm going to do in this video is that I will show you the very different game mode and exactly what this game is about. And if you're interested, then there will be instruction on how to actually download this game at the end of the video. Okay, so what this game is about. This game is just a basic anime gacha, and also at the same time, it's also like an idol auto battle, etc. Okay, so the idol aspect is very simple. Passively, every single minute, you're going to get some resources, which you can then use to level up your character. Now, the characters obviously you get by summoning, and that's kind of the gacha system. There are very different banners, which I will also show you the summoning animations, etc. But the main idea is basically you collect your characters. Now, all of the characters, they are going to be formed of different attributes and also different skills. Everyone is going to be unique. As you can see, I personally really like the graphics, I have to say. I personally think it looks very cool. If you want to understand how to actually build a character, you can also learn from other players in the server, and they will show you the build guide. But basically, every single character is going to have their own unique skill with different abilities. You're able to actually equip them, you're able to level them up to unlock new skills, you're also able to get essentially dupes to further awaken them and make them even stronger. Okay, so that's basically it in a nutshell. Now, I personally think the design of the character in this game is a massive selling point, in my opinion, at least. If you just take a look at all of the characters, first of all, they all look absolutely amazing. If I actually click onto every single one of them, I do think a lot of them look super cool as well. And also, a lot of them look very unique. Like, I don't actually recognize like half of the characters here, which makes it look very interesting. It could be like fan made concept, or maybe it's from certain spin off, which I don't recognize, but certainly I just think they are very nicely done. So just to show you what we have here. So obviously, like I said, it goes all the way back to the very beginning. So you have the Kid Goku. You obviously have character all the way to the end. So character from Dragon Ball Super. You can just tell from the hair color, to be honest, right? So obviously you have characters from Dragon Ball Super. It also includes characters from GT. So for example, here you have Baby. And then you also have characters from some of the spin-off, which I personally haven't watched, but I actually had to Google them, but that's also pretty cool as well. So this one, Superfood, apparently is from a spin-off series called Dragon Ball Heroes. So once again, it's basically spanned across very different. I guess I want to say that across the entire franchise, but that's definitely very nice to see. And then also there's some very unique design, like their combo character, which to me is a really cool concept. I actually want to summon for them just to see what they are going to be like in the actual battle with the animation, skill animation, etc. But it's certainly very cool. You have Bula and Vegeta here. You have Frieza and Goku, and then you also have all kind of Videl and Gohan. I just think it's a really cool concept. And also there's some alternative uniforms which I don't recognize. Maybe it's just me. I haven't watched the entire like every single series of Dragon Ball, so do correct me if I'm wrong. But I don't remember Goku ever becoming Grand Minister. So there are certainly a certain alternative uniform. Maybe they will also happen in the storyline as well. But overall, I just think it's a very nice design. I love the characters here. Okay, so even though the fan made, I definitely have to say it's very nicely made. Now, in terms of the actual battle itself, so basically it's the very different stages. You're able to bring five characters. Different characters have different attributes and also different roles. You are able to get certain. There's a rock paper scissors relationship first of all, and also if you deploy a certain number of characters of a certain type, you also get additional bonus. Now, the battle itself is actually very straightforward. It's just an auto battle. Now, you can play manually if you want, but I don't see any reason why, and it's not at this stage. But basically, you just see the characters battle against each other. There is a basic speed bar in terms of who will be attacking next, and then obviously whenever you are able to launch an ultimate skill, it does go into a quite nice skill animation. So let's just kind of watch the battle there. Hopefully, yeah, just take a look at this. I think it's really, really well done animation. Like for a fan-made game, the graphic and design in this game, personally, I just think it's amazing. But yeah, so that's kind of the battle system. You don't have to do much, to be honest. Personally, because it's an either auto battler, I would recommend you guys probably give this game a try, not because of the battle system, but more from a gacha perspective to collect all of your characters. Okay. Now, let's on that note, let's actually do some summoning, okay, just to show you guys. So there are two different type of banners. There's a normal recruit banner, which is very easy to get tokens for. So I'll do the summon with you guys. And then there's also the Journal summons. And this one you can actually choose the attribute of the character you're able to get. So this is a bit more specific if you want certain characters, okay? So let's just do some general summons, which I do have the currency for. So let's do 100 summons. You're also able to let me just watch the summon animation as well with you guys. The animation is a bit disappointing, I have to say. It looked more like a PowerPoint than anything else. Nothing like the actual battle animation, which is a bit disappointing, but that's alright. That is what it is. Now, the last thing I will show you guys in this video is that how to become a pay-to-win player in this game for absolutely free. So this game can be downloaded via today's sponsor of the video, which is going to be X7Game platform, and they actually give you guys a free voucher as you start off the game, which can be used to substitute for any real life money. So basically, if you actually want to purchase something in this game, you don't actually have to spend anything. You do just simply use the voucher they give you. So on the left hand side, there's going to be a utility button, which is going to be popping up. It has very different functionality is able to offer. One thing is going to be the translation, by the way. This game, I believe, is originally actually in Chinese. However, there's an English patch. So in case the game doesn't automatically translate for you, you are actually able to switch it to English. But then the other thing I really want to show you guys is that in the welfare section, there is a 648 Chinese currency voucher as well, which you can use to spend for anything in this game. Okay, so as you can see on right now on my account, I haven't spent anything. That's why there's still this first purchase bundle available. However, let's just try to buy something, okay, just to show you guys how it works. So, for example, if I go to this limited edition flash sale, which I can actually buy an LR character off right, it only costs 100 Chinese currency, so obviously I can afford it from the voucher. It says I have currently 648. What I can then do is that I can use the voucher, and what happens? I suddenly just purchase it. I don't have to spend any real life money at all. I'm just able to purchase outright. And because I have actually now topped up, you'll then see I'm also able to collect the first top up reward as well. And that basically means that if you do actually play it for the sponsor of today's video, X7Game, you're able to get immediate head start over other players. If you like what you've seen so far and want to give it a try, here's how to download it. I'll be sharing this download link in the comment section, and there are going to be some buttons on the right hand side where you can download the app based on whether you're iOS or Android. Now, the app you'll be downloading is not actually the game itself. Instead, it's actually going to be the X7Game platform, which is essentially like the Chinese version of Google Play. So you can see here, once you actually install it, it will look something like this. You can search for whatever game you want to try. Here is obviously we're going to try Dragon Ball. It's actually a top ranking Dragon Ball game on X7Game platform as well. So if you click on that, you can then simply download this, or if you have already downloaded it like me, you can simply launch the game from here.